Then let's start. As you all know that today we are going to have this wonderful session, Master the Art of Handling Sales Objections, where you will know how to overcome objections and close more deals, how to build trust and credibility, strategies to boost conversions, and at last we will have a Q&A session with the trainer so that you we will resolve your session. So I would like to tell you that throughout this session you will be on mute. So don't worry, don't panic that I'm not able to like unmute and ask the question. Just write your questions in the chat box or in Q&A session. At the last, the trainer or I we resolve your queries. Okay, let's move ahead. So, firstly, let's know what is Isaac Learn who has brought this session for you. Okay, so for that reason, I'm going to play a short video, a 1 minute of video that will give you a basic understanding about Isaac Learn. So, here it is. Okay, so this is about Isaac Learn. So basically, Isaac Learn is doing is helping the people who want to upskill with the trending like skills like digital marketing or data science. We do have cyber security, healthcare management, all foreign languages. If somebody wants to go and study in or work in foreign or abroad, they can enroll in the foreign languages as well. We also have in pipeline multiple trending jobs that you are looking for to upskill. Okay, so this is a basic about the Isaac Learn. Now let's move ahead. So first of all, I would like to introduce our today's trainer, whose name is Ms. Grishma Sachdev, and she is certified corporate trainer and sales facilitator. She has 11 years of experience in banking and insurance, and specializes in practical sales strategies and role play training. And she has trained like 2000 plus professionals, and she has been boosting their confidence and competencies in sales. And what her mission is to make individuals market ready. So that's why I believe you all join here us. So Ms. Grishma, now it is over to you. Please start the session. Our participants are waiting for you.
Thank you so much, Poonam, first of all, for that such a lovely introduction. I welcome you all. Now you know my name. My name is Grishma Sachdev, and I will be taking ahead today's workshop that is on objection handling. So before I proceed and I step directly into what is objection handling, why it is important, or else why it is a necessary tool nowadays to have a mastery in objection handling. I want to know quickly from you, what do you understand? What is objection handling? And when I say that I want to understand from you, I want you to use chat box option very wisely, because I'll be reading out comments. So what you have to tell me, or you can just write it down in 1 or 2 liners, what do you understand about objection? Overcome failure, Achilles saying, very good. Others, you can also share your views.
Participants, you have to be like responsive over here if you want to really want to overcome like the sales objections. Otherwise, I mean, I don't want this session to be monotonous. So please respond. Shilpi, Atul, Vikas. Okay, I think they don't have any idea about it, so you
Okay,
have to move ahead.
no problem. But very well, Akhil, as you said, overcome fear. So, objection handling, I will quickly tell you that not only related to our sales game, or this objection is not only related in sales field, I would say. Uh, in our day-to-day life, even if we want something from someone, maybe from our parents, relative, friends, we have to ask, we have to pitch, we have to say what we want. So other people will listen and will share their views. In case if they have their own concerns, they will share that with you. Now, when the other party, the other person is sharing what is their major concern, that is nothing but that is objection, because there is some hurdle which is coming between you and the other person. And what you have to do, you have to just step a little up from that particular hurdle and reach towards the potential person, resolve, and then you are done. Whatever you want, you can definitely get from that particular person. You can use chat box and say yes if you really feel that yes, this is what objections are. And today we are going to learn how to handle that objection. How to handle that objection so that the other person easily give you whatever you want. I can very well see the responses from the participants. Yes, yes, yes. Very good. Thank you. So I would like to share a quick definition, because for me, there is no proper definition which you have to remember for this, right? If I tell you what is objection handling in simple terms, that means addressing customer concerns during sales call. And if it is not related to your profession, and if you're relating this particular workshop with your upcoming journey, with your personal life, then you have to remember whosoever is there in front of you. That means addressing people or addressing person's concern during our conversation. Yes or no? Right? After this, you have to understand. After this, you have to understand that yes, what the other person is asking for, what others person's situation is. It's not like, say for an example, I want a bag. I went to a shop and I want to purchase a bag. And if I am not happy with the person who is pitching me the product, of course, I will not take from that particular shop. I will move ahead. Why? Because the understanding doesn't match. The other person, that means the shopkeeper is not very well aware what I want. I have told multiple times, yet that person is not able to understand. And the person is saying me whatever good that person is having, is not understanding my concerns, is not understanding my need, my requirement, right? That means in objection handling, you have to address customer concerns. You have to understand, not argue. You have to understand what the other person wants to say. And third, but not the least, anytime whenever you are pitching your product or you are conveying your product or features to other person, to other party or to the client, it has to be a conversational flow. I say that as river flows, right? We always cherish those moments. Wow, it's looking so good. The river is flowing. We can hear, right? So whenever we are into a conversation with a client, with a customer, or with anybody, whosoever we are dealing with, or whatever we want that other person to remember, that means it has to be a conversational flow, not the confrontation. Now, whenever we are there in a conversation, remember one thing, that it has to be two-way. When I say two-way means, it's not like only I speak and other party will listen. It has to be the other party will also speak. I will listen. I will understand what other person want, and the other person will also understand what I am pitching. Right? So far, so clear? Can I expect yes? Ritika, yes. Pujit, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay. So, do you all agree if I say, and if you agree, then you can show me like thumbs up, or you can use chat box, you can write yes. Do you think, because I believe objection has to come from customer's end? Yes or no? Yes or no? Do you believe that objection should come from customer? Vikas is saying yes, yes, okay. Good. I'm getting responses. No. Akhil is saying no. I'm sure, Akhil, by the end of this workshop, you will say yes. I want objection from customer. Okay, great. Good, good. I can see responses. Okay. Now I will tell you why I believe that I should get objection from customer. So imagine yourself in a shop, any shop. Okay. Let's take an example, a bag shop, as we have spoken about a bag shop. And please imagine honestly, okay? You went to a bag shop and then you are saying that you want bag, okay? You need a bag. That's the reason you're there at the bag shop. It's not a window shopping we are going. It's like we want bag. We are going out for a vacation and we want a bag, right? So we went to a shop. We asked the shopkeeper that please show me some good bag. I am going for a 4-day trip and I need a bag which can accommodate my clothes and my basic few necessities in that particular bag. Okay? Okay. Just imagine yourself in that situation. Shopkeeper is showing you a bag. This is a bag. Bag 1, bag 2, bag 3. And you are there in the opposite side and you say, please pack bag 3. Has anyone gone for this type of shopping? Yes, no? The shopkeeper is saying you bag number 1, bag number 2, bag number 3. And you say, please pack bag number 3. I like that bag. And you pay the money and you went out from that particular shop. This has happened with you? Yes or no? Have you imagined yourself or you are still imagining yourself? This has never happened. Yes, this has never happened. No one has gone to a shop and unless you are like very clear and it is not very cost effective, or it's not like, okay, you want that thing. If I need sugar to make a tea, of course I will go and I will buy that. It's not that I'm talking about. I'm talking about, have you gone to a purchasing and said that, okay, shopkeeper has shown you 1, 2, 3 and you've chosen and you paid and then you're back? It has never happened, and it has never happened with any one of us. The same thing has happened when we don't get any objection because it's not realistic. In real world, my friend, we get objection at every step of our life. Yes or no? We get objection at every phases, at every stages of our life. Yes or no? I'm sure most of you will say yes, because that's the reality. And when we get a reality check, that hits us hard. I am telling you that for me, I believe why objection handling is necessary, because that helps us to convert more. That means the conversion rate will get increased. It built trust. Why it built trust? It built trust because now I have understand the last slide I have spoken about. Understanding customer concerns. That means we are understanding their need, their requirements, because it also uncovers a lot of things. What customer want, when customer will object. The moment customer will stop objecting, that means customer really doesn't want to have anything from you. So objection handling is necessary. Why? Because the conversion rate will get increased. It builds a good trust and rapport, and it also uncovers a lot of hidden needs what customer want. Now, but we also have this particular fear that what if I will get reject after objection? Say for an example, customer is saying no, I don't want that. That means that's a closure. What you will say? That's an objection from customer. What you will say? You will feel that, oh, there is a no from customer. The feeling of rejection will be there. And we also have fear of objection when we don't have a proper answer to customers' concern. And for that, I say that we have a lack of knowledge. We have lack of knowledge. Lack of knowledge about product, about process. We are not able to convey that features properly to customer. That means, yes, certainly it will create anxiety within you. And that will have a fear of objection in your next call. You're being pressured. I'm sure this thing has happened with you. Because all sales game comes with a pressure feeling. Oh, my boss has given me 2 calls. My boss has given me 5 calls to do. That creates a lot of pressure. And that leads to fear of objection. And because we have a fear of objection, we are being very pushy towards our sales call. We always want to have a quick solution. Come on, it's like from point A to point Z, we should reach in no time. But that doesn't happen. That doesn't happen. I have a few myths because generally what we always have this thing in our mind that objection means no interest. Do you agree? Yes or no? Do you all agree? Yes or no? If I ask you this question, objection from a customer means a no interest from customer. That means a customer is never going to buy from you. Is it that way? Is it that way? Yes, no? No. Very good, Shilpi, Akhil. Thank you. Thank you for being beautiful participants. No, the product is not in line with his needs. So objecting. Very good, Pujit. Very good. Thank you. Perfect. Yes. So you all are right. That means a customer who is objecting need more information about that product. So you should be happy. Oh, yes. It's a win-win situation for me and for the customer. Both customer will get more information. I will be able to share more information about that product or about my product to customer. Myth number 2. Do you always believe that you should be having immediate answers to the objection, whatever customer is throwing? Yes, no, maybe. Do you all feel that you should be having immediate answer? That means customer has thrown some question, some concern about your product and you have to be like immediately available with the answer. Vikas is saying yes, Shilpi is saying no, not always. Okay. I say that yes, not always, but it is okay. It is okay for you to say that yes, maybe Mr. Customer, can I get back to you in this time frame with the proper answer so that, or with the proper feature or whatever product you are pitching to the customer, so that you're not sharing any wrong information, because sharing wrong information is more harmful than having an immediate answer. Yes or no? Right? Customer would have said you like, oh, it's okay. If you don't have any answer, come back and tell me like tomorrow. This has happened with me in my career of 11 years. If you don't know, it's okay. You can call me tomorrow or you can come to the meeting tomorrow. I'm completely okay. But don't share me any wrong information. Why? Because this will stick in my mind and I may object for the wrong thing. Myth number 3. Do you always feel that you should be aggressive when you're making sales or when you are handling objection from customer? That means you have to be aggressive enough always. Yes, no. Right. So not always. Why? Because we have to build empathy. Very good, because we have to build empathy. We have to build trust. Very good, Shilpi. Never. We will be aggressive. Then we will give us. Then that will give us negative feedback. Very good. Why? Because you have not understood what exactly customer want. For an example, for an example, I went to a shop to buy a very good shoe for myself, right? So I'm like saying, wow, it's good. It's very good. I really want this particular pair of shoe. But unfortunately, now I know that I don't have a budget. Maybe I have a tight hand for that particular month. It happens with everyone, right? Some month you have good amount, save amount. Sometimes it's spent somewhere which was not expected, but you have spent your money. So it's okay. But the shopkeeper in front of you is insisting. So take it. It's just 50% off, and otherwise it will be like, it will be gone. What? So it's just like mid of the month, and you are saying you don't have money only. What are you saying? Do you think this will lead to a good example? What I will think, that shopkeeper doesn't know what I am suffering from. Instead, what I could have done. Oh, I completely understand, sir. Month end, mid month, or the last week of the month, whatever it is. Yes, of course, we have to see, or we have to allow a budget accordingly. I understand. However, what you can do, Mr. Customer, is you can go for this particular variant. This will give you the same comfort. This will give you the same type of, comfort, or same type of style. Yeah, right. I could have, I will think, right? You will think once at least. Why I am not being aggressive there? Because I know that the customer is gone forever. But when I understand, that will have a good trust factor. And maybe not for that particular month. When I have a good budget, maybe next month I will come and I will buy the same pair of shoe from the same shopkeeper. That type of shopkeeper, or that kind of a person or salesperson, will always be remembered for lifelong. Yes or no? Great. So before we proceed ahead, thank you, Vikas. Before we proceed ahead, I would like to share a buyer's psychology, uh, because why it is important to understand buyer's psychology. When you are there in the real market, when you are there in the real market, all this thing, whatever, like, all the factors, how to pitch a product, how to position yourself in market. But if you're not able to understand buyer's perspective, for me, I say your own perspective, because you yourself is a buyer some or other way, or some or other time. So you have to understand that psychology, so that you can understand why objections arise, and where exactly, in which segment objection arise. Hear me out very carefully, my friends, that buyer's psychology is very important to understand, because I'm going to spend good 5-10 minutes on this particular slide, because it's very important when you are there in the market. Now, whether you are in real estate, whether you are a banking officer, whether you are insurance advisor officer, whether you are a marketing person, whether you are into a sales game, or whether you have your own business, whatever it is, you always have to understand the psychology of the other person, right? And buyer's psychology is always linked with four things. One is price, second is features, third is time, and fourth is competition. We will understand one by one very carefully, and trust me, guys, if you are able to understand this, if you are able to crack this particular thing, half of the journey of sales closure is done. And it is like try and tested. I have done this in my career, because throughout my journey, 10 years, 12 years, 13 years, 14 years, 15 years, 16 years, 17 years, 18 years, 19 years, 20 years, 21 years, 22 years, 23 years, 24 years, 25 years, 26 years, 27 years, 28 years, 29 years, 30 years, 31 years, 32 years, 33 years, 34 years, 35 years, 36 years, 37 years, 38 years, 39 years, 40 years, 41 years, 42 years, 43 years, 44 years, 45 years, 46 years, 47 years, 48 years, 49 years, 50 years, 51 years, 52 years, 53 years, 54 years, 55 years, 56 years, 57 years, 58 years, 59 years, 60 years, 61 years, 62 years, 63 years, 64 years, 65 years, 66 years, 67 years, 68 years, 69 years, 70 years, 71 years, I have been doing this. There are many other factors also, but of course, it is not visible to club everything all together. Top four is price, features, time, and competition. Let's understand this buyer's psychology one by one. Okay. So for this, I would like to take any example. If you want me to take any example, I'm happy. Otherwise, I have my own example. Okay. Okay. So I'll take my own example. Uh, recently, recently I've come across. If you know, then you just share yes in the chat box. You know that there is a company called Urban Company. Do you know that? Urban Company. Yes. Yes. Shilpi. Shilpi would definitely know because we use that a lot. Okay. Great. So now Urban Company has launched or actually has positioned himself in the segment of Aquaguard. Do you all know? Yes, no, maybe, not aware. You can write your answer, your thought, because that's the only way where we can communicate, right? And I want you to be two-way communicator. Do you know that they have positioned themselves in Aquaguard segment also? Not aware about the news. Okay. Please check once, Pujit, because I have that in my house. Hence, I know because I've purchased that. When I wanted a Aquaguard, I researched, of course, being a customer, I researched a lot. Live Pure Company, Aquaguard Company itself. There are like others also, Aqua something something, right? And this Urban Company. It is very new to the market. It is very new to the market. But you know what? One thing derives me to buy Urban Company Aquaguard, which has not even, I would say, market themselves like, very big brand. No, not really. Right? The Urban Company Aquaguard is costing somewhere about, I guess, 13,000 or 15 or 18, something around that. Because payment I have not done, so I'm not like sure, but something 13 or 15,000 around. And other Aquaguard I was seeing in the same range was costing me 16,000, 18,000 round off, like nearby. Yeah. But I have opted for Urban Company. There were only one reason to opt for Urban Company. Generally in Aquaguard, what happens is we have to take AMC, annual like maintenance charges, right? We have to pay that so that every year person will come, will see if in case there is any need of change in maybe outer part or internal part or membrane or something, they will do that if we have opted for AMC. The Urban Company, on the other hand, is giving me no charge. It is included in that. For 2 years, I am telling you nothing will happen. If anything happened, we will get it replaced free of cost. You don't have to pay us any single money. And buying Aquaguard is like costing me 13,000 example, but AMC for 2 years, 3 years, it is costing me around 8,000 or 7,000. So it is equivalent to pay 2-3 years like more, 15,000 or 8,000 or 10,000, right? So I thought like, okay, better go for Urban Company. They are also claiming that they are giving good water, and that too, they have understood my psychology, my type of psychology, my type of customers' psychology. That okay, they will chase for the recurring payment thing. Like I have to make a recurring payment towards AMC, right? So what they have known from my set of psychology, they will get attract towards that. So let's go with this particular thing, and it is working well. Like me, there are so many people who have opted for that. You can go in Amazon, you can check that yes, it's a live product. It's a live product, and there are so many good reviews in that. And now I am also using, I am also one user of that particular company. Out of nowhere, no, not positioned themselves like very well, but I have. That is buyer's psychology. Buyer's psychology also impact on price. What I have thought of, okay, it is costing me 2000 less than the AquaGuard brand. Chalo, let's go with Urban Company. The features, oh yes, they have the stab features. Let's go with Urban Company. They are giving me 2 years free of cost. Change internal part or outer part, like everything they are giving me free of cost. And yes, they are competitive enough. They are in the market, and of course they will give me good services because they are launching their particular brand. So what I have done is, how my psychology have worked. My psychology has worked around this particular factor: price, features, time, competition. Example, we all have gone to buy a, like nowadays we get this thing from Amazon mobile. If we want to purchase mobile, what we do? We go either to shop to purchase, or online platform nowadays are a good feasible option to get the purchase done. So one, like if I want to buy a mobile, I will go to a shop, I will buy, and then I will ask, okay, you will give me screen card on that, right? You'll not charge me extra? No. Why? Because that's a buyer psychology. Some or other way I will object. I will object either on price, features, time, competition, any one aspect. But I will object. And you should be ready with the answer. Okay, if it is a price objection, that means I have to say this. If it is a feature objection, I have to say this. If it is a time objection, I have to say this. In case if they are asking for competitiveness, I have to say this. And in today's workshop, we will learn 5-step framework so that you can convert all your objections into opportunity, which you can close more sales deals. Right? Are you excited? You can type excited if you are excited to know the 5-step framework, how you can deal with that. 5-step framework. It is very, very easy. Are you all excited to know that? Yes? Excited? Yes? Yes? Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Pujit. Thank you. Yes, excited. Vikas, excited. Thank you so much. I just need one more favor. Are you enjoying so far? If you are enjoying, then please type enjoy, enjoy, enjoy. If you are enjoying the session so far. Can I get some answer? Yes, enjoying. Yes. Enjoying. Thank you, Akhil. Thank you. Enjoying a lot and learning. Thank you, Shilpi. Vikas, thank you so much. You are boosting my enjoyingness. Thank you. Thank you for sharing your valuable feedbacks. Thank you. So before stepping and to know the 5-step framework, I have a quick survey which I have done, and what I have noticed, there is a talk to listen ratio. It's a very new thing which you will learn today, and guys, you can just mark it down somewhere. You can write it down somewhere. If you have a notepad, nowadays we have phone, so you can use your phone. You can just quickly type it down. Talk to listen ratio. There are 3 categories of representatives, or I would say like salesperson or officers. Top, average, bottom. Simple to understand. Top, average, bottom. We will start from bottom. What is talk to listen ratio? We will understand this quickly. 5 minutes I'll spend on this. Talk to listen ratio. Now, just imagine you are at a shop and you want to buy a jacket. You want to buy a jacket. Okay. Please hear me out carefully. You want to buy a jacket and you are there. Normal shop. Okay. Now the salesperson, you said that, okay, I want to buy a jacket. Without asking anything, shopkeeper has started showing, I have this. This is blue color, this is yellow color, this is white color, this is green color, this has this zebra drawing, this is this. ABC drawing or whatever it is, this pattern, that pattern, short jacket, long jacket, and everything. 72% time only salesperson is speaking, and 28% only that shopkeeper is listening, because in between you are also saying, no, no, not this one. You are only saying, no, not this one. So the graph is going like this. In case if sales people is talking, that means the graph is going this. In case if a customer is asking something, the graph will go down. So here the graph will be like, here, there will be a huge variation. Why? Because person or representative is talking a lot. 72% time in case if a salespeople who is talking and only listening 28%, that automatically concludes towards bottom representative. Are you all with me? Yes? Yes? And this particular, like I have trained so many people when I was there in Kotak Mahindra Bank. I have trained bank employees who is there on the bank payroll. I have trained them and I have converted bottom representative to top representative just by this skill. Hear me out, guys. It is very, very crucial to know that just by this particular skill, talk to listen ratio, talk less, listen more. When we listen more, automatically we capture so many things from customer. And the average representative who talks 68%, but only listen 32%, is also not known as top representative. They come under like average, mediator, moderate, right? But the person who talk 46% but listen 54%, the ratio is more than the talk ratio, right? That means it is a lot. It is a lot. Okay. And when I say talk doesn't mean that salesperson cannot be like quiet. It's a reality check. I cannot be like quiet. Why? Because I want to pitch my product. I want to sell my own thing to the customers. I have to convey my things to, say for an example, if I want to go on a trip and I want to ask my dad, can I go? Dad, can I go? Dad will not say, oh yes, please go. Will say, where are you going? This all are objections. Where are you going? With whom you are going? Are you going to a place which is like known to your dad, not known to your dad? What is happening? You are speaking. That means you are talking. You have conveyed, but you have listened whatever the other person, your dad or your partner or your friend is saying. So you're listening also. I mean that talk to listen ratio. And when some of you are from marketing background, some of you are from like MBA background, some of you are from real estate. Good to know this. There's a diverse field which is there in this webinar, right? Please remember that you have to become that top representative where you listen more. Just imply this. Next time, whenever you're there in the sales call or when you're pitching anything, not only related to sales, you're pitching anything to anyone. Pitching, that doesn't mean only product. Pitching, that means your own idea also. Whatever you are doing, just listen what other person is saying. Just listen. And this is one of the key component of my 5-step framework, which is going to help you in long run. Right? I say that 60% of customers say no before saying yes. It's a fact and figure which I have been seen also. Like, you know, in my journey, I have seen that, okay, yes, customer will say no. And it is more than 50%. It's not 10, 20, 30%. It is like 60% of customers say no before saying yes. And the sales representative who handle objection effectively see 50% higher closing rate. And 78% of customer buy from the company that responds best to their concern. Concern means need. That means they understand what I want and they pitch that product. It's not a vague product. It's not a vague talk. Right? So moving ahead with my favorite framework, 5-step framework, and that 5-step framework called as rapid. We all know, or we all want think rapidly in our life. So as I have a technique of objection handling, rapid. Can you all type rapid? Can I expect rapid in the chat box? RAPID, rapid, so that it will stick in your mind. So one by one, we will listen. What is rapid? So the full form of rapid is R stands for receive. That means listen. That's the reason I've spent 5 minutes on that particular slide, talk to listen ratio. You have to listen. Key component for this objection handling rapid framework. Listen. Receive whatever customer is saying. Just receive. We always in hurry, or we always tend to manage ourselves in such a way that, oh, okay, just listen to me, whatever I'm saying, Mr. Customer, I am done. It should not like that way. You should be listening. You should be receiving whatever customer is saying. Receive in the form of listening. The next is acknowledge. My favorite component in this rapid framework is acknowledge. Half of the game, not half, I would say more than half. If you acknowledge customers' concern after listening, you are about to build a good trust and rapport with that customer. Now, how can you acknowledge? You can acknowledge by saying, I completely understand. If I would have been there at your place, I would have done the same. Oh, I completely understand how this feels, Mr. Customer. I know this is very painful. I have been with this phase, Mr. Customer. I know how challenging it is. Are you with me with this particular examples? Are you there with me? Yes? Acknowledge. Acknowledge means understanding. There is a very good technique, of acknowledge. I have implemented this in my whole, career. Like it's been a decade working with a bank. What I do when I have to acknowledge, I always listen, and then the next part after listening is what customer is saying. Just in a better form, or with a better variation, I convey the same to customer. And customer always used to feel like, okay, this person has understood me. वो समझ रही है मुझे. Right? So in rapid technique, I have also shared one more technique of acknowledge. Whatever customer is saying, just listen, have a good variation, a mix of variation, right? And convey the same to customer. Trust me, do this in your next talk or conversation with customers. Please do this. And you will see a change. Right? And third is probing. One of my, I would say, important component, like it is also essential. Probing. Do you know what is probing? Yes or no? Can I have that? Do you know what is probing? Yes, no? No, okay. Shilpi, I will tell you what is probing. Can I expect more answers? So I'll have a clarity and I can also start from that base. Yes, no? Okay. So probing means it is an art of asking question to customers so that the answer can come in your favor, or else if it is not in your favor, you can get more information from customer. It is an art of asking question. Probing means simple. It is an art of asking question. Probe, asking question. Now, when you're asking question, of course, you will get answer. Now, answer can come in your favor or by the probing technique, because I will capture this in my upcoming workshop, where I will tell you how to be a better prober or how to have a good probing questions ready. Right? So it is an art of asking question so that you can have answer. Answer may be in your favor. If not in your favor, then you have to ask question in such a way where you can get more, you can get to know more about that customers. That is probing. Yes or no? Understood? Yes? Shilpi, yes? It is an art of asking question. Yes? Perfect, perfect, perfect. And fourth is inform. Inform means now when we have listened, we have done our part, we have received whatever customer is saying, we have listened carefully, we have acknowledged, okay? We have probed also. That means we have asked question also. Now it's time for us to inform what we have, and how are we different, what are we providing, and why you should come with me. You have this particular technique and you are informing about your answer, your giving, whatever you have to offer, you can give that in this particular step. And last but not the least, double check. And this fifth part is very important to double check. Now I will tell you one quick example so that I will just implement this particular technique and you can get your answers. Someone told me that they are from real estate, right? Okay. So what generally happen is, if we want to say, for an example, I need to buy house for myself and I am here, I'm selling something to customer, I'm selling a house to customer. So customer is like, okay, I want to buy a house. What I will do as a salesperson, listen, automatically you will listen, okay, without interrupting, okay. I understand that you are looking out to buy a house. What I've done, customer has said that I want house. I want to buy a house. Acknowledge. Acknowledge means what? Taking the same thing, some variation, and throw back to customer. I understand. I understand. Yes, I understand that you need to buy a house. May I know, Mr. Customer, do you have any area in your mind automatically, like any fixed area that you want to buy house there? Probing question 1. And in step 3, you can ask 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 question. If customer is comfortable, that you have to understand. If customer is comfortable. If customer is comfortable answering one question, great, you can go ahead with the another one, ask another question. Then you have to see, okay, if customer like 2 question, you have got whatever you want to know from customer, then proceed for 4th or 5th step. So here what I have done is I have probed. May I know any area specification you have in your mind? Yes, I want an ABC market, or else XYZ should be near to my house. Okay, I understood. So I would like to inform you, Mr. Customer, that I have this 3 property which I've shortlisted for you, and you can buy from this. I hope, double check. I hope the options I have given it to you comes within your range. Now, by asking, double check what you are doing, you are asking, and you also get some information from customer. Information about what? You tell me. Information about what? When I'm doing double check, I'm getting information about what? Information about what? Information about, yes, about the prospect, yes, right? And information about the range. I have not asked the budget. I have not asked the budget. Have I asked the budget in any of the conversation? Confirmation of customer need. Very good. So have I asked any budget? Sir, कितने का देख रहे हो? I have 10 lakh rupee, like 10 lakh का है घर. You want this? I have not said this. I have listen. Yes, I understand that you need to buy a house. Acknowledge. Probe. May I know in which region, area you are? I'm not asked about the range. 4th option, I have informed. I have informed my giving. That means what I have to offer. I have informed that I have this 3 property shortlisted for you. Double check how I have double check. I hope the property I have shared with you comes under your budget, Mr. Customer. So now what has happened here is I have asked budget subconsciously. I've not asked about the budget. I've not asked about the money factor yet. But subconsciously, the customer will say yes or no. Or customer will say, oh, it's too high. Just share me the lower version of that. What I have done, I have asked subconsciously. That's the game of rapid framework, guys. This is one example I've given because we are running short of time. I have tons of examples and it's a proven technique. This technique you can implement from the next time of your call. And if you find any difficulty, reach out to me. You have my email ID. I will share the last slide. I will share that email ID. You can reach out to me. I will give you answer on over the email. You just share me your concern. I will check whatever objection you have from customer, whether you have followed this rapid technique properly or not. If not, I will share you how. And if you have done it, very good. You can imply, you can use this particular rapid technique from next call itself. You don't have to wait like, okay, you have to wait for 3 months to have this rapid technique or rapid framework learn. No, immediately. And if you're facing anything, I am telling you, write to me and I will get back to you. This is the power of this rapid technique. We are running short of time. Otherwise, we would have done this role play. So I'm giving you this 3 role play to do. You can share your responses through email. I'll share my email ID to you. Otherwise, these are the 3 questions which generally come in any sales game. I will get back to you. The customer will say, I will call you. I will get back to you. Don't worry. Right? Or else, second, need more time to think. I need more time to think. And third, too expensive. This is out of my budget. I cannot afford. I hope this 3 thing is clear to you. This 3 role play which you have to perform. Perform it and just share your responses through email ID. I'll share with you and I will check and I will tell you whether that's right or wrong. So you can imply. And I hope, guys, so far you have understood this particular rapid technique. Any question if you have, I will take at the last. Before we conclude this objection handling, we have today's offer, which we have spoken at the initial stage of the workshop. Only for today, who is attending this particular workshop, for all my attendees, we have this 20% off on our digital marketing courses. So please check, go to our website, check and enroll yourself. This is the offer which is still there. You can use this code AL25 off, 250 off, valid for today's attendee. So please enroll and enjoy. Thank you for being great audience and be in touch. I am there on Instagram. I'm there on LinkedIn. So you can follow me there. Thank you for being a lovely participant. Thank you from my side.
Thank you so much, Karishma. It was such a lovely and fruitful session. I hope all our participants found it fruitful for them as well. If yes, I would like you to write in the chat box. Please write down if you enjoyed. Yes, thank you so much for the confirmation, Shilpi, Akhil. Yeah, and how many of you want to learn more from Grishma? Yeah, so I think they really enjoy this session and they want to learn from you more. Definitely, we will come with with a crash course or any sort of course that required you, because we don't want to burden you with long courses. We just want you to give like short or crash courses through ISEC Learn online portal so that you can learn a bit and grow more. That's what we are doing here in ISEC Learn. As Grishma has already told about the today's offer, I would like to give you a walkthrough what it is exactly and how you can avail it, right? So let me present my screen first. I hope it's visible. It's visible, right? Okay, so firstly, I'm going to add this link of iCyclone website so that you can also simultaneously you can click and check this works out like website with me. So that on okay, here we are. Okay, once you land here, you will see a search bar and you need to just write digital marketing over here. Why we are saying this, why we are giving this, because you guys have joined us today for this session, and we want you to pay, like you just want to give you a payback to join us, or just a reward, a bit, like a small reward for you. Okay, so first of all, I would like to introduce our AI tool, which is in trend, and many of the users have enrolled here, which is on 25% discount for today only. So what you all have to do is just click on this enroll now button. I have already added it. I'm removing. Okay. When you click on, wait a minute. Okay, when you click here, enroll now, you will find a place to enter coupon code, and what coupon code you have to enter is AL25 off. Okay, the moment you put, you will see a 20 instant 25% off on this, and this is very rare. We are like, this is the first time we are providing this 25% on this AI tools, digital marketing expert program. We never did this. So I would highly recommend you to enroll in this if you are really interested to enter in digital marketing. Okay. Not only this, we also have one more course for you, which is Digital Marketing Advanced Certificate course, which is COM based. Okay, so you can check this overview video, the trainer, and about the course, what you will learn, skills you will gain, why you have to learn this. All these things will be, you can check on the website. Okay, this is about the offer for you. So do not miss it. I'm going to put the coupon code as well in the chat box. It is AL25 off. Okay, and please keep this in mind. This is just for 24 hours. Post that this coupon will not work. Okay, so do the enrollment as soon as possible. Okay, now come to the last session, which is our Q&A session. I would not take your couple of like more than 5 minutes for this. So, if you have any question, any query regarding the session or regarding the course or the website, I have like take you through. So, write in the chat box any query, any question. Kritika, thank you so much. Session was really helpful. Thank you. No questions from Pujit. Anyone else who want to ask? From Grishma as well. Any query?
I guess there was one question from Shilpi Kumari. Ma'am, what if they don't give us any response? Should we call them, ask for the response? Yes, Shilpi, you can call out. If required, you can call out for the response. Yes, but when you are following this rapid technique, if you're following this rapid framework technique, there will not be any single instance where the customer will not give you any response. You will get any response. And based on this response, you will have your upcoming follow ups ready. Right? So, yes, you can just follow this rapid technique properly and you will be able to prove with the responses from customers. Thank you. Still, if you need any clarification, do let me know.
Okay, I think there is no questions.
Okay, Shilpi. Thank you. Thank you all.
Okay, Krishma, thank you so much for joining us. And uh, I want to tell all our participants that I'll be sharing with you one feedback as a feedback form as well for today's session. Just fill it out, and we would like to know from your end for which course you are seeking, so that we can work with Karishma accordingly. And soon we will launch for you something related to the sales. Okay. Till now, till the time you can check our other courses as well, and do let us know if you need any help from my end. I'm going to put my contact number over here, so you can connect me directly. Okay. Yeah. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Krishma. Thank you so much, participants. Have a good day ahead.